This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. Graft and other criminal complaints have been filed against Senator Francis Chiz Escudero and several provincial officials before the Office of the Ombudsman after a private lawyer accused them of orchestrating systematic corruption and financial irregularities amounting to more than 352 million pesos during Escudero's tenure as Sorsogon governor. Attorney Eldridge Marvin Asaran filed a complaint on Friday, citing alleged irregularities flagged in the Commission on Audit's 2021 report on the Sorsogon provincial government. Aside from Escudero, the following provincial officials were also named as respondents for possible violations of Republic Act No. 3019, or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, as well as Articles 220, Technical Malversation, 213, Frauds against Public Treasury, and 171, Falsification of Public Documents of the Revised Penal Code. Members of the Bids and Awards Committee, Acting Provincial Accountant Rina Garcia, Provincial General Services Officer Rosalina, surname not indicated, the Provincial Treasurer, name still to be determined. The complaint was filed a month after Asaran also lodged an ethics case against Escudero at the Senate over alleged illegal campaign donations. Asaran said the case involves purported irregularities and potential malversation totaling 352,679,063 pesos in public funds during Escudero's administration in Sorsogon. Citing the 2021 COA report, he said auditors flagged 8 questionable transactions, including 125,704,889 pesos in physically impossible overlapping infrastructure contracts awarded to the same contractors using the same personnel and equipment, 15,474,262 pesos in national government funds, including 10 million pesos in typhoon relief money that were allegedly unimplemented for up to 6 years, 8,440,701 pesos in janitorial and laundry contracts supported by purported falsified documents, conflicting notarizations, and fabricated client references, 1,655,400 pesos in TUPA disbursements with defective signatures, missing authorizations, and alleged improper implementation by board members, 5,654,955 pesos in development projects allegedly charged to the 20% development fund but not included in the approved procurement plan, 195,748,853 pesos in purported unreliable property, plant, and equipment accounts, including ghost assets and demolished structures that remained recorded in government books. These are not mere accounting errors. These are deliberate acts that robbed the children of Sorsogon of their future. While families struggled through the pandemic, public funds were diverted, mishandled, or left to rot in government accounts, Asaran said in a statement distributed during the filing. Moreover, 2021 is not an isolated year of malfeasance. The COA reports for 2022 and 2023 reveal the same pattern. Qualified opinions on the province's financial statements that persist to this very day, he added. Reporters tried to get Escudero's reaction on the matter, but he has yet to respond as of posting time. The National Food Authority announced it is preparing to file a plunder case against a middle-level employee accused of misappropriating around 53 million pesos worth of rice and palay stocks, as the agency enforces a wider crackdown on corruption. In a press briefing on Friday in Quezon City, NFA Administrator Larry Lacson said the agency has intensified internal audits in line with the directives of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Agriculture Secretary Francisco T. Laurel Jr. to eliminate misconduct. Lacson said that since last year, the agency has already filed 35 administrative cases, issued 28 preventive suspensions, and served 99 show cause orders. We will not stop fighting corruption, and that is because of the mistakes of only a few who have lost their way, he said. But the most important thing here, we will file very soon. Very soon. The process of case build-up is almost over. We will file a plunder case against one of our employees, he added. Lacson, who declined to give more details on the accused middle-level position employee, said the plunder case stems from discrepancies accumulated over multiple years. He said that based on NFA findings, the shortages accumulated between 2020 and 2021 and were detected after a series of strengthened audits that began when he assumed office last year. This is a multi-year action that people have taken that resulted in, let's just say, our term, reduced or lost stocks. So, It accumulated over the years, and we intensified the audit, and now that we have all the documents, and that's it, we will file them very soon, he said. Laxon said the employee was given the chance to explain the shortages, but was not able to give a proper answer. He said the accused employee remains active, but was already reassigned and no longer holds any post with access or authority over stocks. Since we assumed last year, we intensified gathering of pieces of evidence. You know, it takes a while to build a good case, because when you say there are not enough stocks, one will be given an opportunity to explain why. Then he will ask for the computation of tolerable allowance, etc. Laxon said, we will not condone mistakes or foolishness. NFA is not their playground, and we are serious about fixing it, and in support of the call of the President and Secretary Kiko for good governance, he added. The city legal office is investigating an alleged mass falsification scheme involving 32 employees of the General Services Office at the Bacolod City Government Center. The suspects, composed of utility workers, clerks, and drivers, allegedly tampered their documents to qualify for government service insurance system computer loans. City Legal Officer Carol Joseph Chu on Monday said the incident was reported to him by the GSO department head, prompting the issuance of notices to explain to all involved employees, including the assistant GSO head. The tampering allegedly took place shortly after this city declared a state of calamity due to Typhoon Tino on November 5, which allowed employees easier access to certain loans. According to Chu, they allegedly altered pay slips, loan forms, and certifications of net pay to artificially increase their net pay to the required minimum of 7,000 pesos. Some reportedly secured loans amounting to 50,000 pesos to 60,000 pesos, he added. The irregularities were discovered on November 12 when the Management Information Technology and Computer Services staff noticed discrepancies in the payslips while processing the GSO payroll. Chu confirmed that the assistant department head, whose name was withheld, signed the questionable documents. In her incident report, GSO head Gilda Lewisma said she immediately requested the loan applications and payslips from the human resource and verified with MITCS that the documents were indeed falsified. Scanning the QR codes showed the employee's actual net pay was only a little over 5,000 pesos, far below the 7,000 pesos reflected in the altered payslips. Lewisma called an emergency meeting with GSO personnel involved to inform them about the offense and the possible penalties under the law or consequences they may face for falsifying these. They were directed to submit written explanations. She noted that their applications bypassed her office and were instead signed by the assistant GSO head. 7 employees reportedly paid 200 pesos to have their payslips altered outside their office, while others did it themselves or in groups, and some admitted to tampering with these. Lewisma forwarded her findings to the CLO for appropriate action to prevent similar incidents in the future. If guilty, the employees face administrative charges for dishonesty and misconduct, with a maximum penalty of dismissal, according to Chu. The CLO is currently awaiting the employees and the assistant GSO head's written explanations, which must be submitted within 5 days before further evaluation proceeds. Police in Maguindanao del Norte arrested an army sergeant for transporting suspected smuggled cigarettes during checkpoint operations in Parang town on Sunday, police said on Monday. Lieutenant Colonel Joppy Ventura, spokesperson of the police regional office Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, identified the soldier as Technical Sergeant Virgilio Marapeo Jr., 46, a resident of Zamboanga City and a member of the 1st Army Scout Ranger Battalion in Common, Cotabato Province. Ventura said Marapeo was driving a Toyota Vios and was flagged down about 7 p.m. on Sunday at a checkpoint manned by personnel from the Regional Mobile Force Battalion in Barangay Macasandag, Parang, Maguindanao del Norte. He said the mobile force police found 10 small boxes containing 248 reams of smuggled San Marino cigarettes with an estimated value of 194,680 pesos. Marapeo is facing charges for violation of the Anti-Smuggling Act law, even as his vehicle and the smuggled cigarettes were turned over to the Bureau of Customs. In Midsayap, Cotabato, a trader was arrested on Monday for transporting smuggled cigarettes at a police checkpoint in Barangay Central Glad. Police said 36,000 pesos worth of contraband was seized from the suspect, identified as alias Al. The investigation is still in progress. In Maquilala, Cotabato, agents of the Highway Patrol Group, while conducting a law enforcement operation, chanced upon a pickup vehicle loaded with smuggled cigarettes in Barangay San Vicente. Also on Monday, the suspect, Jarek Albarico of Barangay Coernan, Maquilala, was transporting in his Nissan Navara some 427,000 pesos worth of smuggled cigarettes. HPG personnel first discovered that Alberico had an expired car registration and, upon inspection, found piles of smuggled cigarettes. The Office of the Ombudsman has filed the first batch of cases against former ACO Bicol Party List Representative Elizalde Zaldico and several former officials of the Department of Public Works and Highways over alleged anomalous flood control projects in Oriental Mindoro before the Sandigan ban. Officials from the Ombudsman, led by Assistant Ombudsman Miko Clavano, lodged the cases at 1:43 p.m. at the Anti-Graft Court. In a press conference shortly after the filing, Clavano said the cases stemmed from the first referral reports submitted by the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, involving a project implemented by the DPWH Region 4B through contractor Sunwest, Incorporated. The project covers the construction of a road dike along the Magazorang-Tubig River. Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Romero said the Oriental Mindoro project, along with others in Bulacan, will be the basis of the first cases they will file before the Sandigan ban. These referrals and complaints stemmed from congressional inquiries that found several flood control projects to be non-existent, allegedly due to collusion among lawmakers, private contractors, and Department of Public Works and Highways officials to embezzle billions of pesos in public funds. The controversy gained national attention after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., in his State of the Nation address in July, reported that 500 flood control projects had been completed under his administration, figures that critics questioned amid persistent flooding. That's all for this week. I'll see you next Friday with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.